Hey guys, this is Zach Webster and welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to show you a little something that I've been working on. So this is an AI movie recommendation system, and this time it's using object streaming. And that's the thing that I wanted to show you. This is something that streams the object, and so the UI feels very much like ChatGPT-esque as it does its streaming. Now it's much more easier to explain this if I just type something in. So we're gonna go ahead and demo this. All right. So I'm gonna type in something that you wouldn't be able to filter just as very easily if you were using any sort of like a movie database. So we're gonna type in something like movies with a group of superheroes. Now you could obviously just go onto some database and stuff, or like a movie app, and then select from the filters and do all of this stuff. But that takes a lot of time, and also you don't have advanced filters like just being able to query something like this. So we have this UI over here that, as you saw, when it was being generated, it kind of streams it. I'm going to do this again. This time we'll go with the prompt, something like movies like Finding Nemo. Sorry, not Nemo, but Nemo. And we have a few movies, and as you can see, it's streaming the UI, or not actually streaming the UI, but it feels like it's streaming the UI. And so now we're gonna go into the details of how this works. So let's dive into the code a little bit. This is the page, and there's basically there's all of this stuff, basic stuff. But then now we'll talk about the meat of this stuff, which is this structured object and the object streaming. So when you click on the when you click on the button to get recommendations, it's gonna call this handle submit, and then it's gonna prevent default, which is something to the form of a do, so it's gonna prevent all of that. And then it calls this structured object dot submit input, and that's coming from Vercel's basically AI SDK, or the AI package. And so we have this over here, and it's gonna make an API call to my API, and then it's gonna take a schema, and that's basically a Zod object containing how I want the data to sort of like be streamed, and so that it's doing that. So let's have a look at, first of all, the API. So we'll go into the movie recommendation API, and then it's doing this thing over here. Again, we are using stream object from the AI package, and then it has it's gonna give us the same things, right? It's gonna take in the schema. There's a prompt like how I want this stuff, like what do I really need from you. We're gonna ask that to the AI, and so we have generate for movie recommendations based on this context. And then once it's done doing that, it streams it. If it's successful, then it basically returns a to stream response, and that's what the UI listens to on the front end again. So that's how the whole of this works. Let's have a look at the code for that a little bit, just to understand things a little bit with a little bit more detail. All right. So we have this structured object, and that's basically sort of state, I would call it, and it kind of gets filled as the API stream stuff. And you can do all of the operations as you would with the normal object over here. So we have structured object dot object, which is the actual object, and then movies is how I wanted the data to be called. So let's also have a look at sort of the movie schema over here. And as you can see, this is the object that I'm talking about onto the movie recommendation page. So here object.movies, and then basically again, whatever we have available over here, the properties of this object, we sort of like iterate through and perform operations on them as they are being generated. And that's why it gives that ChatGPT-esque feeling to it. So the response, and yeah, so the benefit of this obviously is that there's no waiting time. You aren't waiting for stuff to be generated, so it's kind of streaming everything, which feels it way better. I tried to do the same thing way back, I think a few years ago, and what and there was some waiting to it, right? And I did not like it as much. I was waiting for this for quite some time for Stream Object to be available for Svelte. And now that it is, I think just like a week ago or two, it came up live. So that's what I thought I would do with it. Yeah. So the whole repo is up on my GitHub. You can go ahead and explore the code, make any changes that you'd like, and all of that. So with that, that's the end of this video. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.